All right. Thank you for attending this demo today. This is just going to be a real brief run through of the Procare online platform for you folks. That way you can get a feel for it. Won't go too in depth on any one particular topic. We can always arrange a later meeting for questions or to go in depth on anything that you folks might have questions about or want to see. But I just wanted to give you a feel for the Procare online software. That way you can take a look at it and hopefully see if it'll be a good fit for you. What I am doing right here, I'm at our dashboard. So this is kind of like the landing page. When you sign into Procare, you'll have your school's name. This is my demo environment, so it's my daycare. You'll have your action items at the top, including your pending parent sign up for the app, the parent engagement app, that is. And you can also see if you have new leads through our lead generator here. Typically, families will attempt to apply or register online or through a link that you send to them, and that will come directly to your Procare software where you can review that and approve them, waitlist them, admit for tours, etc., whatever you need to do. You can also see your unpaid invoices at a glance. You can see there is some money out there for tuition that is coming due. You'll have a quick view of your live room status. So any rooms that you have set up and your capacity limits. And you can also see students that are currently signed into those rooms and staff that would be signed in as well. That way you can see your current ratios. And there is some more information at the bottom, analytics around billing, your sign in, sign out, your school stats, and then just kind of your daily activity and your feed for any messaging going on between your family, your staff and your parents, that is. Here at the screen as well, just some other things I'll point out. You do have quick tips on how to navigate the software. If you need help, there is a chat feature here, which goes to our live customer support. We do have a phone number and a tech support team that is standing by on the phones as well. So if you ever run into any issues, you have support both online, by chat, email, and then of course our live queue or live call queue where you can reach out to them as well. And this here, the My School drop down, this is where the meat of your center will be stored. This obviously is where you store your students. So from here, you can see the students that are currently enrolled in My School, parents, rooms they're assigned to, and tags. Tags are just unique identifiers that you can create to either filter reports or filter billing tuition. Let's say that you are looking just for your students that have a tag of a sibling. You can do so. You can look for split families. You can create ones around bilingual confidence issues, whatever it might be. So that's what the use case for tags would be. You can add students either by their registering or parents signing up through the leads, as we talked about briefly, or you can add students directly from here. Once you do so and you admit them into your system here, you can further edit their information, add pictures from here, go to their specific billing. You can also check their attendance records, their sign in, sign out. So I haven't signed this child in or out in a while, so that's why there's nothing showing up there. But you can customize it as much as you want, really. You can edit the rooms they're in, assign them student IDs, assign tags. There's a pre-existing list where you can also manage your tags, add tags, or delete tags as needed. You can add their schedules here, allergies, medications, diet, food program, everything that is needed. You can add siblings as well. That way you can keep them connected. That will come into play for billing scenarios as well as reporting and sign in, sign out. You'll have your parent information here. You can add parents if you only added one at a time. And then you also will have the ability to add additional authorized pickups. Say it's somebody related to them or another guardian. You can add them here. That way they have their own sign in, sign out pin. You can even add physicians from here. You can store immunizations and records from here, and then any documents as well. So the documents portion of it is handled here from our documents. You can have templates that you store on file. Say it's a field trip permission slip you need, or it's an immunization record you need parents to fill out. You can send it directly from Procare. Parents will receive it via their email or their app, and they can fill it out, sign it electronically, and send it back. It will still be stored in Procare. Since it's a cloud-based system, you don't have to worry about storing that manually, pen and paper, or about losing those records. It will all be within the system, so it will really eliminate almost 100% of any need for pen and paper that you might have. Back to the student section. You have your documents, as I mentioned. You can upload files from here directly as well, in case somebody provided a actual physical copy of a form that you needed to upload. You can actually do that right in their account as well. Furthermore, you have your rooms. Pretty straightforward. You can create rooms as needed for your center, depending on how many rooms you have or need. Fully customizable as far as names. You can set capacity limits, and then you can assign students from here as well. Your staff, you can keep your staff and teachers on file here as well. And they'll be assigned PIN number, which you can customize, which is how they'll clock in and clock out. And this will go to their staff time card, which you can pull reports for and monitor that. Within the staff time card, you can also create clock-ins as an admin. In case somebody forgot to clock in or clock out, you can handle that. You can see at a glance here, I am clocked in, I am an admin. That's what this indicates. My two other teachers have signed in as well. And when we go back here to our staff, you can see you have the option to edit their permissions. So you can set up a teacher in a non-admin role if you'd like, but let's say that you need to give them access to billing for some reason. You can actually give them read access or full access, same with any of these other categories. Or if you only want to limit them to one particular area they can see, you can do so as well from here. Fully customizable permissions. You can also edit all their information. Like I said, you can assign IDs, update their contact info, archive them if they no longer work for you. And then you have a document center as well. So in case you need to keep anything on file for them, copies of driver license, immunization records, whatever it might be, you can do so from here as well. And then the tags portion, briefly went over that. These are fully customizable. You can create any tags you want. You can delete them, assign them from here. If there's anything that you think is important to track or unique identifiers about certain children, you can do so here. That will allow you to pull reports or filter your searches as needed if you're looking for anything in particular. Another big piece that will be huge for your center is the billing portion of our software. You can, from our accounting page, track your family accounting. You can have your ledgers entered here, as well as any subsidies or agency accounting. You can do so from here. You folks might be 100% private pay, but if you did have some agency accounting or state funding, you can track that here as well. This screen just gives you a quick glance. You can flip between amounts paid and amounts unpaid and quickly see which families have some outstanding balances due. If a parent pays via cash or check, you can actually receive payment directly from the child's billing page as well. And you can also send them a email notification or basically a receipt. So you can go ahead and submit that. It updates automatically. You can see their balance went down, see the most recent paid activity, and you can keep track of that from this screen as well. Within here, you can also create invoices. So you can, outside of recurring plans, which we'll get into in just a second, you can create either new registration fee if you didn't want to have that set up in your leads. If somebody came in to buy a t-shirt or something, or just pay for like a field trip, whatever it might be, you can create brand new invoices as well from here and send that out to the family. Recurring plans is basically what it sounds like. So you can store templates here. That way you don't have to create a new template every time. Say you had a monthly specific billing plan. Say the invoice was due the 5th day. You set it for this amount. You can go ahead and assign it to any student in particular you want. You can filter this by room, or you can even filter this by tag, right? Those tags that we mentioned can help you filter that, and you can assign that directly. If you don't have any plans or any templates set up, what you would do is create a recurring plan. You can create a tuition plan or an attendance plan, and then you can assign them to any children, or you can assign them both of these to a child in particular. If you do both, say like attendance billing for after school care or just monthly tuition in addition to attendance billing, you can do that straight from here. Your tuition plan, pretty easy. Let's just say that we pick, let's pick Emma here. And let's just enter a new plan. Say Emma tuition, say it's monthly. You can also do weekly, bi-weekly. We'll say this plan starts in October. We won't put an end date, but you can if you want to. It would just stop billing. It could be difficult to assign an end date right off the bat because you might not know if they're going to graduate out or if the tuition will carry on. So that's why it's optional. We'll generate this invoice on the first day of the month. We'll say it's due on the 5th day, and we'll go ahead and bill for the current month. You can also bill for the previous or the next month. And then you can add your item here. Call it tuition monthly. This is what the parent will see. We'll say it's $550. You can also add an item here. Let's say that you had a discount of 10%. And we'll just say that it is a military discount in this instance. And this will calculate, and this is what the parent will see. So they'll have an image of your school, obviously the name. They'll see exactly what they're being billed for and the total amount. And this is a recurring plan, so you have the option to generate and send the invoice to the parent automatically each billing cycle. You can also save this as a template. I won't save this as a template, but I'll go ahead and create the plan. Now the parent has received that notice both on their app and via email that they have a new tuition plan and that their bill is coming due. All right. Didn't create it as a template, so it's not stored here, but you can do so. And it's pretty easy. You can see here, Amelia is both on a biweekly attendance half-day plan and a weekly tuition plan. So $8 an hour for attendance, $300 for tuition. Pretty customizable there. This just shows you the transactions at a detail and at a glance if you need. The other portion of this, obviously, is your student sign-in. Right now, I have 2 children that are checked in. I have Aditi and Ernesto, both in the baby's room. You can create sign-ins from the website. I'll just sign in Amelia. We'll go ahead and say that she's in our preschooler room. Say that I sign her in. It has the timestamp. And boom, she is updated. You can also take a look at your monthly attendance and anybody that would be absent if they're on an attendance plan. You can export this information, and there will also be reports that you can pull as well. So you can do that from there. Your ratio monitoring, something you can do directly from here as well. You can take a peek and see who's in what rooms and those ratios currently. Hugely important, especially depending on where you're at in the country. This is very important to monitor those ratios, as you're well aware of. So again, attendance can be done from here, but most of the attendance is going to be monitored and signed in and sign-outs handled by parents through the parent engagement app, or even the staff through the parent engagement app, which I'll show you in just a second here. Within here, you have lesson plans as well. So if you're following a curriculum, you can add lessons. You can assign them, and you'll have milestones. You can manage your milestones from here as well, or your grading system. That way you can track child's progress, and this will be shared with parents as well. Your assessments, you can go ahead and go individually through your children. If Amelia just completed a lesson or assessment, you can go ahead and assign your predefined fields. So let's say that she's advanced so far in these approaches to learning, such as reflection and interpretation. And you can customize this as well, and then view the portfolio, meaning essentially just pulling a report card for the child. All right, Parent Connection is essentially the parent engagement side of the software. From here, you have the option to use newsletters if you want. You can create templates and manage templates. I've created one here, which is just one that I send weekly. These are customizable within the tool. There's an HTML feature that you can create your own if you want. Otherwise, you just have our presets here. You can change the backgrounds, update the information, upload photos. You can recap the previous week, as well as put details moving forward and attach emails. These can be saved as well. That way you can set when this gets sent out. So I could create this on Friday, have it be sent out Sunday afternoon, and parents will receive it on their app and in their email. That way they can stay connected there. Messaging within the software as well. I just sent a quick text to all of my parents here just saying, don't forget tomorrow's show and tell. You can create those messages here, and you can send it as an emergency if needed. And then you can also show this at the sign in and sign out kiosk. So what that means is when your parents come to check in a child or check them out, this message will also pop up in addition to being sent to them. So if it's something really important and you don't want them to forget, you can have it pop up in multiple places, including at that sign in and sign out kiosk. You have your daily activity feed. This will show you what is kind of being shared currently at the time. So you can see all your current sign in, sign outs, as well as any photos and activities that your staff are tracking. You can create activities straight from this particular software outside of the app as well. Anything from naps to bathroom breaks, incident reports as well, which will generate a document that you can share as well with parents. You can also keep your meal plans on file. So if you do morning snacks, PM snacks, or full meals, you can put these in the calendar. That way parents are aware of what's being served. And you can also make sure that you filter through your tags to make sure that you're not serving any foods that children might have allergies or dietary restrictions around as well. The lead CRM here, something we talked about briefly, but what this is where you set up your parent registration form. You can add as many fields to the student info, parent information, and authorized pickup information as you need. You can customize this to be ask questions when a parent is registering or signing up. You can add questions that are short answers, check boxes, drop downs, date pickers for if they have an anticipated start date. You can even have them write a full paragraph or essay for it if you need. Or you can keep it this basic, where you just get the student first name, last name, date of birth, give them options to give you allergies and medication needs. Your policy and waiver section here, it's already filled out, but you can edit this or delete it as needed to suit your center. You can collect registration fees if you would like. As long as you process payments, you can go ahead and set up that fee if you would like. For now, I'll just say that no, and then you can share the form. So here you can copy this link and send it by text or email to somebody if you would like, or you can copy the link here to embed this in your website where parents can click on it and register now, and they'll go through the forms and fill it out. What that will do is share that immediately. This is just a preview of the form. So this is what they would see, parents would see when they go through and ask to sign up. Once the lead comes through, it will land here in your lead system. You can go ahead and look through these. You can admit them if you would like. This will add them to the My School portion and the students. You can waitlist anything once you hit capacity. You can even add new leads yourself from this screen. And then you have the communication ability, and you can set yourself tasks. So I reminded myself to email this lead on this date. You can set yourself a new task to do quite a bit of things. You can call, email. That way you can stay on track with your leads and keeping your enrollment up. And this is a really good way to, like I said, stay on top of your predictive enrollment. That way you keep your center at capacity. You have your calendar as well. So if you have any meetings, parent-teacher conferences, anything like that, you can put this on the calendar and share that as well. Your documents, like we discussed, you can create templates, share that. Your reports, this is ever growing. We are in the process of building out a ton more reports as well for this. Right now, a lot of what's in here is going to be a lot of what any center really needs. Your attendance, monthly attendance per student, your time cards for your staff, any billing information that you might need, and aging reports, stuff that might be getting a little bit older as far as the balance that's owed to you. You'll have just your meal tracking and center management reports here as well. And then school settings, obviously just a bunch of things you can set up as far as optional fields for your school, anything specific for your school. And this is also where you'll set up our contactless check-in or sign in, sign out. So you have a parent kiosk form as well. What this is you can add as many questions as you want. You can make it multiple choice if you need. What it is it's just the form that will pop up or questionnaire that you can ask parents when they're signing in or signing out children, especially when they're signing in. Currently, a lot of centers use this for COVID-related reasons. They'll ask certain questions such as, have you been exposed to the or having any symptoms of COVID? And then they can go ahead and sign the children in as long as the criteria meets what you want it to meet. You can set up your contactless QR code scanning. You can launch the QR code from here. Centers can print this and post it in certain places if they want parents to sign and sign out from there, or they can go ahead and set it up on like a kiosk or a tablet. That way, parents can just come and scan it. We also have our curbside contactless, or what we call like a geo fence, right? So just a small section you can set up where once they get within range of your school, parents can sign in and sign out the children from there. Okay. And that's essentially the online portion of the tool. What I'm going to do very quickly here is go ahead and stop sharing that screen. And I'm going to share the application very quickly here for you. That way you can see the parent engagement. All right, so this is a parent account here. You can see once they sign in, we looked at Amelia's account earlier. Once they sign in, parents can see their balance right at the top, and it will give them a reminder to pay now. That way, it'll just kind of help them further encourage them to get those bills paid on time, unless you have automatic billing set up. What they will see below that is their children. This Amelia has a sibling. Parents can swipe between them and get their unique feeds below in order to see the activity that is going on with their children. You can see below, they have a sign in here. They can see their child was signed in by the admin, Matthew. They can see previous sign-in, sign-outs. And then it looks like a teacher shared a photo of one of their creation or their daughter's creation at Arts and Crafts Time. The other great portion of this, like we mentioned at the top, you have a calendar. So if there's any events coming up that you need to be aware of, you have that within your app. You have your messaging at the top right as well. So parents can see any important messages. Here's the show and tell messages. And then of course, at the top left, well, top right to the left of the top right is the QR code scanner. I had it pulled up from the website or the kiosk. And then I, Carmo, can choose to sign in one or both of my children. Well, actually, they're both signed in right now, so I'm going to go ahead and sign them out. And it will ask for a signature. Say that is done, and that will pull in a report as well. If you pull your attendance reports, it will pull the signatures that were captured here as well. Other features within here, you can update, you can add children, you can view your transactions, you can also make further payments from the website here. That is the parent engagement side of the app for teacher, or sorry, for the parent as well. I'm going to quickly sign in, sign out, and just get you a view of the teacher side of the app. That way you can see how that looks and look at the kiosk as well. Bear with me, just have to flip between a couple of different apps here. All right, you should now be seeing the parent engagement app as a teacher or staff member. You can see children that are signed in because their names aren't grayed out and they'll have a green dot next to them. From here, you can actually click on a child and add an activity, including a photo, video, learning, nap, anything that you think is important or that a parent might ask to be shared with them. You can see their billing screen from the app as well, and you can capture payments at the top right. And you can also sign them in, sign them out. Say a parent dropped this child off, didn't sign them in or sign them out, or they forgot. You can go ahead and do that yourself from the app. And you can even add new children at the top right. So say you're in the parking lot, somebody says, hey, I have a child I need to add to your school. you can capture that information straight from here. And my internet went out, so it might be catching up very slowly. Okay. At the bottom, you can add activity as well. Go to your billing. You have your messaging portal. And then I will show you the sign in, sign out. You can either do it attendance-based, kind of like we've done up to this point, where you just select a child, click sign in, sign out, or you can set up the parent kiosk. And this is what you can have on a tablet or something of the like at your front, maybe your reception area. Parents can enter a PIN code here, or staff can enter their PIN code in order to clock in or clock out. Or if parents would prefer, they can scan the QR code straight from the screen, and they can sign in and sign out their children. You can access staff-specific messaging from here as well. You can see I sent a message to my teachers to not forget to clock in, and you can get help and support straight from the app as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that. All right, that is essentially a quick 10,000 feet overview of the Procare software, the online portion of it, and the parent engagement app for both parents and staff and teachers. It is all included, $79 a month. You get access to all of that, including the app. And then you can also set up your tuition with us through the Tuition Express. So the payment processing portion of that we have in-house as well. This is all for unlimited children, unlimited staff, unlimited users. So it's really all encompassing. It's all integrated. The website does integrate with other tools as well, such as QuickBooks Online, if you folks use QuickBooks. And it's ever growing. A lot of investment in it moving forward in the future. So if you have any questions, let me know. Always happy to set up another demo as well. That way we can go ahead and answer any questions you might have, or if there's other sections of the software that you'd like to see more in depth, you can always let me know. We can hop on another meeting, go through that, and have another demo. But in the meantime, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks.